here we go. We also live on TikTok. That is live as well. And we also live on Facebook. So YouTube. YouTube just went live just now.
Okay.
So tune in from wherever you feel that will be comfortable for you. Anyway, welcome once again, and welcome to the Den Fiji platform. We'll go straight into it. So I have here with me the founder and chairman of the latest digital financial platform here back in Fiji, Mr. Semi Tukana. He's the founder and chairman, and I also have the lead developer. Solis is developed locally by local developers. And for me, it was really the first time I heard about the Sole fintech app. I was thinking, what is this? We've got like these two. We got M-Pesa, we got digital. Like, what is this? What is this? And then I started hearing that it was developed locally by like locals, Fijians, and it's by a local business. So that piqued my interest, and later on, I went over to the Sol headquarters. They did a presentation, and I've been hooked ever since. Anyways, we are not here for me, but we're here for the two handsome gentlemen here. But before we start, I'll just ask if you can just explain, just maybe your name, where you're from, and maybe any other thing that you want to share with the public.
Sure. Thank you, Dan and Ben, and also to all your viewers connecting through Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Semi Tukana. I'm from a small island in the Lau group. For those of you who know Fiji, it's on the eastern side of the group of islands, Fijian group of islands. But raised in Suva, born and raised in Suva. I was I grew up in a squatter settlement at Nabua. I went to school at Nabua Fijian School, and then I went across to Rutskuna Memorial School because it was near our place. And then just somehow I went on to Maris Brothers for my last 2 years. Then I did my postgraduate, undergraduate degree in physics and maths at USP. In 1982, I graduated, went straight into the workforce at Native Land Trust Board, then Fiji Development Bank. Then I did my postgraduate in Queensland at the University of Queensland and Queensland University of Technology. A long time ago. But 41 years in the industry, in the software industry, but now I no longer code. I just do analysis and design, specifically on the financial transaction part of design. So that's then Fiji. That's basically my brief introduction. Who I am and how come I'm at this spot right now, at the hot spot right now.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Tukana. I'm sure everyone that are watching as well, you'll get to familiarize yourselves with these two gentlemen here and the team behind Sole. So I'll pass it on to Ben, Penioni, Narube.
Thank you. Bula Dan, Bula Semi, and Bula to all the online viewers right now. My name is Penioni Narube. I hail from the village of Zubu in the province of Nandonga, Vasu Nakelo Tailevu. And I'm a software engineer by profession. I've been in the industry for about 12 years now. And in that time, I've had the privilege of working with Mr. Tukana and Software Factory Limited, building core banking systems, superannuation fund management systems for institutions here in Fiji and also around the region as well. And most recently, I've had the opportunity to contribute to the technological aspects of Sole, and it's been very rewarding. It's really good to work on initiatives such as this that you really do know that this can really impact our people in a very positive way. So that's me, Vinaka Dan.
Thank you, Vinaka Ben. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know that some of you guys are commenting and talking about the sound that you're hearing right now. Just letting you know that those pop-ups are basically linked to my page, and I do apologize for that. It might take a while for me to adjust it. So because of that, I'll just continue on with this, and I'll see if I can adjust it during the course of the interview. So apologies for everyone that are watching. It's actually from people clicking the like button. So if you keep clicking the like button, yeah. So these are stream alerts. Apologies for that. Okay, so we'll continue on. Just try and ignore the pop-up sounds. It's a bit intrusive, but anyway. Now let's go back to the interview. Sole Fintech Limited. There are already like two financial digital platforms in Fiji. You've got M-Pesa from Vodafone. You've got the digital MyCash. Why Sole Fintech? Why decide to start Sole Fintech? And how is it different? Or the vision behind Sole?
Maybe I'll start and then Penioni can come on. Very different. We have totally different product offerings and services that we offer that the two platforms do not offer. So basically, then the origin of Sole goes back about 15 years when we realized the problems that we have as Pacific Islanders. We have a major problem in our savings culture. In fact, there's no savings culture. There's no investment culture in our communities, and that's the very core of the reasons that we built Sole, is to enable our people to save their money, to create buckets, multiple buckets under their own Sole account. You can't do that with the banks. You can't do that with those other two platforms, by the mobile platforms that are available at the moment. So we go maybe 5 steps into the financial welfare of people. We have a base reason to design Sole to meet the budgeting needs of our people, to save, to invest, and to spend responsibly or spend wisely. And that's basically the reason. So what we're saying is, we can do what they're doing, even though we don't have a mobile telecommunications company. We are just a platform that runs on the internet. Even though we don't have that, but we have the capabilities to design Sole to offer the savings services, the investment services, and also the trading services that we are currently doing, and we will be offering more in the next couple of months. Maybe Penioni can expand more on that.
Yes, Vinaka, Semi. So, when Semi first brought up the idea of Sole, I was hooked from day one when he explained the motivations and how this platform can impact our people. Build, financially empower our people, help us to build our savings. Just provide a tool to help do that. And so that's where the core inspiration behind Sole is. It's really to help people. It's nothing else. That's the first and foremost is we want to help our people, and um, and and we are adding on features in order to help do that. As Sammy mentioned, we have the budgeting feature where you can have multiple buckets, set up multiple accounts. You can schedule money to drop into those buckets every fortnight or every month, or however often you get your pay. And you can set those amounts accordingly. Set up savings buckets, investment buckets for utilities. In that with that, we want to lock our utility buckets as well, so that we can whatever you put into your electricity bucket, you just use for paying EFL, your electricity bill. Whatever you put in your water bucket, you pay water authority for your water bill. So those are some of the you look at that's the key difference already, that you can you can set up multiple accounts under your one solely account. You sign up once, you set up multiple accounts for yourself, and then once that's set up, you want to make transacting easy as well. So apart from moving money, if you have a commercial bank account, you can move money from your commercial bank account into Sole. You can also move it the other way around, right? From Sole direct into your into your commercial bank account. So that's something that's not at the moment available with other providers that are out there on the market right now. And then you have other features as well. We have because we want people to concentrate on building their savings and investments, we also have a dashboard feature within the app. So everybody can go at any time. You can go into your menu, select the dashboard, and then it will show you some fancy graphs there, some lines, some bar graphs. You can change it to however you want it to look like. But then basically, the basic idea is that it's comparing your savings against your expenditure. So you can see a first-hand look graphically on how that looks like. And those are some other features that are not available with other platforms. There are some new ones coming. Major one being announced tomorrow, and I think we'll be talking more about that as we go along with the interview.
So
Dan, that's just a few of the things. Yeah.
so basically, without touching the rest of the features and things that are coming, what you are basically saying is that Sole, this is just the beginning. That's basically what you're saying, eh? That the features that we have right now, because I think for a lot of us, when we think of a digital financial platform, we're just thinking of payment. You go, make it easy for you to pay this, pay that, pay that. So, and that's what's really interesting about Sole. When I started going into it, a lot of people take budgeting for granted, eh? And just yesterday I was watching a video, and they were interviewing this couple. They were able to pay off their $620,000 loan just by budgeting, like not just by budgeting. And I think that's one of the things that really got me into Sole, because I'm able to separate things, and it actually helps me to budget, because I'm lazy in doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, that's really yeah.
Then it's inherent. We have an inherent problem here in the Pacific. The problem of when we see money in bulk, we don't see through them. We don't see separate. We don't see like this. Okay, there's electricity there. There's water there. There's
Right.
car servicing there. There's university fees there. There's wedding, funerals. We have a problem when we have money in bulk. It disappears. It disappears. That's the reason. That's the reason we say, okay, we're going to separate the money. Even though you're putting the money into one place, it then into the master bucket then distribute it to the various sub accounts or sub buckets. Electricity, as you mentioned before, electricity, water. Somebody's born, a baby is born in the family. Create a bucket. and drop money into their bucket, create a savings bucket, which we lock. That's another thing that is important for us to know. And then people will be able to realize that they can only spend the money that they've dropped into these various buckets. So the money that you've been allocating for funerals, that's the only money you can use for funerals, the one that's gone into the funeral bucket. The money that is dropped into the weddings bucket, that's the only money that you will use. Once it's exhausted, you are then vulnerable. You have to make a decision on which other buckets you're going to pick from. But you won't be able to pick from the savings because we lock them. You won't be able to pick from the investment buckets because we lock them. You won't be able to pick from the utility buckets because very soon we will, once we have the link to EFL and Water Authority, once those link comes up, we will lock the utility buckets. Somehow you will need to touch only the buckets that are open. At least the people will now have some form of organization in their finances. Okay? Rather than having the money in our bank account in bulk, we are distributing into their various purposes. What we've purposed it to do, go into I'm trying to save for a computer for $3,500. I'm going to drop $50 per fortnight into that bucket. Once it reaches $3,500, that bucket's open. A more purposeful financial management rather than just having money in bulk and money goes anywhere and everywhere.
Thank you, Mr. Tukana, for shedding light on that. And that's really true, especially for us Fijians. And there's always a lot of obligations that we want to contribute to. And then when we have a function, we see the other group, they're going again for another round of soli, and we want to show that we can contribute as well. And I think with that idea of budgeting and that incorporated in the app itself is really amazing, and it will also help discipline us in the way that we use our money. So like for example, if you have maybe $50 for other obligations, and then you already given $50 for the soli. At that point in time, that you've reached your limit, no more, which is really good. Now, I just wanna maybe just backtrack a bit on just how long has the soli been in operation?
Okay. Vinaka, I will answer that. Then Sole the company was registered, I think, in March 2021. But Sole the app only was launched into the market in October last year.
Right.
So from October last year to now, which is about 10 months.
Right.
Yeah, 9-10 months. That's how far we've gone with the app.
Right.
The app itself.
So
we first launched it.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to check on that is I wanna just touch on how far Sole has come in terms of your maybe awareness and the amount of people that have signed up to Sole, and just the general reaction from people or users, or current users and potential users as well, for the past 10 months.
Thank you, Dan. Maybe the numbers Ben will give. As far as awareness is concerned, Dan, the first week we launched,
right.
I never fail to tell this to people. The first week we launched, my daughter came to me and said, "Look at this message from a lady Here in Suba, the message says that the moment she opened the Sole account, she was in tears. For the first time ever, for her to have some kind of bank account when she opened her account with Sole. Can you imagine that? This is a grown woman. Yeah?
Wow.
Yeah. So the number of people that don't have bank accounts in Fiji, in Suva, there's a lot of people. Yeah? There is it's just difficult for people who are in the informal sector to open an account. I'll tell you another story from one of our representatives in the West. Went to a village, I think it was in Ra or near Mba or Ra. And he said that this guy took him to the sugarcane farm and said, we will dig here. And the plastic, he pulled out the plastic from under the ground.
Yeah.
$70,000 was in there.
Money buried.
Money buried. Right now, people are burying money.
So like they're burying it because they don't have access to banking.
No banking services.
Whoa.
No. Yeah. And then he took him, same person, took him to a tree. And in the tree, there was a hollow thing in the tree. That's where the coins are. The notes is in the plastic, in the ground. Yeah? Can you imagine? Yeah? This is in Ra, not in. Imagine in other places which don't have normal access to banking services. And what this gentleman told my representatives, this is the time that he's going to start putting money into an account and under the Sole account. So what we've been doing is we're going to villages. Sole is meant for the grassroots people. Other peoples can join. We are not stopping other people from joining. Rich or poor, whatever ethnic groups, they can join and start their accounts. They're already opening their accounts with Sole. What we are saying is we want to reach the people who are what we call the unbanked, the unreachable. The people who are in the remote villages, remote islands, and the highlands. So that's what we're doing. We are going to villages. There's 1,319 villages, 800 Tukanas in Fiji. We are going to reach every single one of them. That's when our awareness is going. We are in the back of our mind. We want to make sure every single Fijian in the village or in the urban centers or in the diasporas to have a savings account and investment accounts. We want to make sure they have a savings account and investment accounts.
Right.
That's the awareness when we are going throughout Fiji, and now we are about to go on a road show. Hopefully, October, November, December, we'll touch New Zealand, Australia, UK, Europe, Middle East, America as well. Yeah? So the preaching will be the same. We have to have savings and investment accounts. There's no two way about it. Just to let you know, we have land. We just need sweat and we need capital.
Right.
Yeah? Without this, we won't be able to start earning from the assets that we've built up. Yeah?
Right.
We have a lot of land everywhere, but we don't have the capital. Yeah? And that's the reason why we want to build up the savings culture, investment culture in our peoples.
Right.
Ben, Will you be able to give us some numbers that we are approaching now?
Yes, yes. So we launched in October of last year, and since that time, our customer numbers were approaching 13,000 customer base now. And so we've seen a very healthy uptake of our people coming on board onto the app. And yes, a big chunk of that of those numbers are our rural-based family and friends that are signing up from the villages, the islands even. So it's very encouraging to see that we have people from all over Fiji signing up onto the app, and we see they're making deposits, and we can see that the savings culture is already building within the ecosystem. If you look at our breakdown of buckets, so we call them buckets. These are different accounts in Somali, we call them buckets. If you look at the different types of buckets, whenever you add a bucket, you pick a category, what type of bucket it is. So you will see that savings bucket is the highest, not only in terms of the number of savings buckets being created, but the volume in terms of the dollar value that are being stored in those savings buckets. And savings buckets are locked. So these people, they're not putting money in there to do their shopping, or they're actually building up their savings, they're building up their capital. And this is one of the inspirations behind why Sole was built in the first place, is to help these people to do that. And so far the indications are quite good that it's been going really well so far.
Oh, nice. Ben, just another question. Yes. Mr. Tukana mentioned that hold on. Oh, sorry. So Mr. Tukana mentioned that Sole wants to reach the those in the rural, those in the cities, and diasporas as well. So so that means that Sole anyone can get a Sole account, can have a Sole account.
Yes. The requirement for having a Sole account, you just need to provide us with a valid ID, either a driver's license or voter's card. A voter registration will work as well. And other accepted IDs like passport. So if you have any one of those IDs, you can sign up for Sole.
Right. So just just continuing from that, one of the, when you're talking about buckets, for those of you who are, when we're talking about buckets, we are talking about the different sub accounts that you can create under your main account. So can maybe one of you just explain a bit more on that, just for the listeners to understand what really it is, when we're talking about buckets?
Maybe Penioni can do that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. So it's basically these various categories of buckets that you can create. We mentioned a few of the main ones, like savings buckets, investment buckets, electricity, utility buckets, like electricity and water buckets. And then there are other buckets we can set up as well. Like we have categories like for holiday, for children, for vehicles, for transportation. So there's so many different types of categories available to choose from. And so this just, as Semi mentioned, it just helps better organize your funds. You can put aside a certain amount. If you're saving up for a holiday, you can put aside a certain amount every fortnight, every month for that holiday that you're planning on going on. So that's basically the idea of buckets. So, and the other thing with buckets, so once you create your first bucket, we create something that's called a stack bucket on top. So when everybody signs up for Sole, you get a disposable bucket by default. So once you sign up, once you onboard, you'll see you'll have one bucket there. It's called your disposable bucket. So, just like what you were saying, Dan, sometimes when you've already planned your savings and there are other unplanned circumstances might come in that require you to spend more. So, but in those cases, you can just refer to a disposable bucket, because after you've planned out your expenses, you've said you want to drop this much in savings, this much in your groceries bucket, anything left over, that goes into your disposable bucket. So your disposable bucket is like a general bucket which you can use for shopping and basically for any expense.
So I also heard that when we were talking that you mentioned that there's some buckets that are closed, some buckets that are open. Can you maybe expand on that?
So the buckets that are locked at the moment is the savings bucket. That there's a bucket category called general savings. So that bucket is locked. So with that bucket, it's locked. And when you're setting up this bucket, you set a max balance, or you can set up your savings goal, for example. And like Semi mentioned, he gave an example. You're saving up for a laptop or something of that sort. So you can set your savings goal to say $5,000, and you drop every fortnight, every month, say $50, $100 goes in there. So once your goal is reached, once you hit that savings goal, that bucket automatically unlocks. So that means it's available on your transfer screens, on your withdrawal screens, on your QR payment screens. It becomes available on those screens once it gets unlocked. So that's savings. So savings is one of the locked buckets. The other one is investment. Investment is another locked bucket. So the idea behind locking investment is that we would like our people to put money aside for investment, and money that's put in those investment buckets can only be channeled to entities which can help grow your money, like Pigeon Holdings Unit Trust, Unit Trust of Fiji, Fiji National Provident Fund, those sorts of institutions. So that's another type of locked bucket is the investment bucket. And the other one is the utilities bucket, which is open right now, but we will be soon completing our integration efforts with EFL and Water Authority. And once this is completed, Sole customers will be able to pay their bills through Sole. So once that's done, these buckets will be locked as well. So any money you put aside into your electricity bucket, the only place you can use that money is with EFL. So similar to your water buckets, you can only use money in your water bucket to pay Water Authority.
Right. So another thing that I noticed about having a Sol account is that this is one thing that I didn't know existed. It took me a while. After I think 3 months of using Sol, then I realized that you can send directly to the buckets, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's when transferring funds to a fellow Sole customer. In order to transfer funds to another Sole customer, you have to add them as a contact. Just like you'd add a contact on Facebook, but you just need to know their Sole customer number. So that Sole customer number is important. Once you sign up, find out what your Sole customer number is, and then this is the number that you give to your family and friends in order to receive payments from them or transfers from them. So when transferring funds from, say, if I wanted to transfer funds to you, I could specifically select which bucket of yours I'd like to drop those funds into.
Right. And that's really interesting because, like how you were mentioning, where we have buckets, right? And then you have lock buckets, and then you can transfer directly to buckets, which means that if one of my cousin, tells me, hey, I'm running short of water bill this month. I need $50. Can you send me $50 for my water bill? So are you saying that if I send it directly to my cousin and then I put it inside the Water Authority bucket, they cannot touch it? From there, it goes straight to. That's what you're saying, right?
Yes. That's the only place it can. Once it hits the water bucket, that's the only place it can go to Water Authority.
Right. Wow, that's really.
Yes. Maybe can I just add on to that opinion? And much deeper than that, we look at the remittances from you mentioning about your Tavale here in Fiji, then you live in America and your Tavale is here.
Right.
It's, you, the, our people, diasporas, are sending into Fiji $1 billion Fijian every year.
Right.
This year, it's going to reach $1.2 billion. Where is all this money?
That's money coming in through you saying like
From
money,
you.
right?
From people like you, diasporas.
Western
in UK,
Union, all these other like coming in, right?
coming into Fiji, this year will reach $1.2 billion.
Ooh,
And what we are saying to you people, to like people like you living abroad, then when you transfer money to your relatives here in Fiji,
right,
you drop some money into their savings account, which is locked. And we're saying try and drop 20% of whatever you're sending, drop 20% into their savings bucket. 80% put it in their disposable or groceries bucket, which they are free to utilize any which way they want. The whole reason is this. It helps them discipline so that they don't use up all the money that you people send.
right,
Because this is what's happening. You send the money every fortnight. I'm hearing a lot of people receiving money fortnight. People are sending from abroad every fortnight. They go to the supermarket or wherever they go, they're spending all of that money that was sent to them, knowing in their mind that in 2 weeks' time we'll receive another remittance from the families abroad.
Right.
So what we're saying is there's a lot of purchasing of unnecessary things because they are sure that they will receive money from abroad the next fortnight or next month. What we're saying is when you send money to your relatives here, drop money for your relatives' good. Drop some money into their savings bucket, which we lock. If we lock that and if we discipline ourselves to that every year, even if we save only 10% or whatever, we can be saving collectively close to 100 million or even right up to 160 million per year.
Right.
So that's the kind of financial discipline that we want to introduce
Right.
to our people. A change of mindset. Some people have told us it's a lost cause, it's no hope. I'm saying no. No. It's not a lost cause. We're going to change the way we discipline ourselves in the way we spend our money and save our money.
Right. So one it's interesting when you said that some people say, this is a lost cause, and I was just reading the papers recently. I think 2 days ago, they said that FNPF in their last year's report that 190,000 people accounts inside in FNPF have below 5,000 have below $5,000 in their FNPF savings. 190,000. And I was thinking, I did some quick search and I noted that there are around 350,000 working population in Fiji. And I was thinking, boy, that's around more than 50% of the working population with less than $5,000 in their FNPF saving. Now, question to Mr. Tukana, since also people are saying that this is a lost cause, and because I was trying to think, okay, like what can people do if maybe they are earning minimum wage? How can they like start saving, or like what's your take on that?
This morning I was just talking to two electricians who came to our home at Princess Road, and as soon as they saw me, they said, "Hey, it's solar." And I said, "Yes." So they wanted to know more. And I told them, there are people who are earning $150 a week in Fiji,
Right.
$150 Fijian. What we're telling them, and this is what I told the two electricians that were there working at home, I said, we are not looking at you people dropping $100 or $50 or $20 in your savings bucket. $1 per week. $1 per week, $2 per week. If you can really strive for it, go for $5 a week. We're looking for minimum money, and you cannot say you can't save $1 or $2 per week. You can't, because I see places people drinking grog. There's the pubs are full, and people are buying fizzy drinks. You can't tell me your family cannot save $1 or $2 a week. You can't, because we are seeing the evidence outside. That people are spending money in other areas. And talking about the changing of the mindset, this is the sad thing. Then I'm receiving a message here saying that this call is about to end. Is it from Google?
Yeah. I'll send you another link. Hold on. Hold on, guys. My bad. We were just like going into the interesting part. And also there's this person here. Who is Simon Flair? Someone is let me just delete the person. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Oh man. Oh yeah, Ben.
Yo, pula.
Tali. Not sure if Mr. Tukana is coming back on. I'm not really sure, but I'm signed on to premium, but I'm not sure. I think I must have used a different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you're currently signed in? Or
Yeah,
you're using
I'm
the
signed
browser
in.
that just
Yeah, I'm signed into premium, but I'm not sure. Like, well, swap taken wrong abang ko.
I think you swapped it again.
Yeah. So apologies for that. Sorry. Yeah, continue again. Posata. To be Ben, I signed in. I am on premium, but I'm not sure like which one. I think I must have started the meeting using a different account, Google account.
Yeah. So back to what I was saying, then, and I was saying that we're not saying for you to save a lot of money, the minimum amount,
Right.
$1, $2. If you really can, drop $5. And for any of your children or grandchildren born into the family, open a bucket for them and drop $1 into their buckets. Yeah? So this is the level of saving. So we are talking grassroots. We are going back to the grassroots. Start from the basics. So we are going to build from the basics up. You know, I was talking to a couple of ministers last night. I was at a major event, and we want to introduce the Sole as a curriculum as part of primary school, secondary school. So the mindset needs to change, and we need to do everything in our powers to do it now, for our future generation's sake. You know, I've received them just. I received earlier on, well before the app was developed, when we were going around telling people about Sole.
Right.
And a chief executive of a major financial institution here in Fiji, which I will not mention, he's a foreigner. He just blankly just told me it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause. And I said, no, this is not a lost cause.
Right.
We gonna make the change. This is the generation that is going to make the change.
Right.
No one is going to tell us. No one is going to tell us that we as a people cannot change our mindset on something like finance. It's difficult, but we will go to all lengths to ensure that financial discipline will be introduced in our people, even from primary school, secondary school, and beyond.
You know, that's what I like about Sole. That's really like what I really like about Sole, because I realize that, you know, comparing it to the other platforms like M-Pesa and DigiCash, even though like Sole already is offering more than that, Sole actually has a different vision, you know, has a different vision altogether. You know, for those of you who are watching, I'm here with Mr. Semi Tukana, the founder of Sole, and also Penioni Narube, the like leader developer for Sole. But you're hearing it from the people behind Sole that the vision behind it is more than just an app. It's more than just an app. So while we're still here, maybe if you can just expand on that, Mr. Tukana, because I know that you have spent a lot of years working around the region with your like multiple, you know, companies, the one in PNG here in Fiji. So maybe just expand on like the vision, you know, behind your passion. Eh?
Let me just say, statistics 2019, 2020. This caused a major stir here in Fiji. It caused the head of the Bureau of Statistics to be kicked out of his position, I think in 2021 or somewhere, 2021 or 2022. He released a statistics saying that the level of poverty and near poverty in Fiji has reached about 33.5% of our population at that time, 860 something thousand. 75% of that are Fijians, us. The others, 25% are the other ethnic Fijians of other ethnic backgrounds. When we look at the number, it's 217,000 Fijians who are in poverty or near poverty. And that's us. And I can see it. I can see it on the streets. I can see it at home. I can see the influence. Now, a major revelation also with all these statistics coming out. Can you imagine? This poverty, the 217,000 of our people, indigenous Fijians, the age group of these people, the majority of the people in poverty and near poverty is between the age of 30 years old downwards. So it's a majority of our people in poverty are actually the ones that are in the younger generations, not the older generations. It's the younger generations. And that's a sad statistics. It's sobering. So what we are doing now is we are trying to make sure that we don't let this happen again. We are trying to say, let's lift our capital reserves, our savings, so that we can then use that capital. We have an asset-based land that we can use for future productivity on our own. Let's do things on our own. Let's not go for help from any other institutions or what. Let's just do it on our own. We build our own capital reserves. We have the land base. A little bit of sweat needs to be introduced. We really need to have a sweat part of things coming. So we have this production going, so that our future generations will never again encounter what we are having at the moment. The problems of poverty level in the age group 30 years and under. The majority of them are in poverty, in this poverty. And we see them, street kids.
Right. That's really, like I mentioned before, the reflection on FNPF. It's actually a majority of the accounts is for the people between 25 and 35 years old that have $5,000, like below $5,000. I was actually calculating it, and I was thinking, if people make, for example, $150 a week, and then you take out FNPF and then contribution from the employer, like within 10 years, if they've been working for 10 years, it should be more than should be more than 5,000. It's just me just doing my calculation, but I think it's that's also where like Sole is really important, where it doesn't only help users to transact with ease, but also it's telling users, see, you can actually budget your finances. And I love what Mr. Ramsey always say. He's a social media finance whatever guru. He always says, to name every penny, name every single cent that you have, because when you start doing that, then you'll start to realize that there are some places where you spend your money you're not supposed to be spending it on, or like you're spending so much. Like you can spare $10 from there, you can put it here. And like what you're saying, just start with $1. Just start with $1. Now let's go a bit deeper, because I know a lot of people are watching, and I can see as well the question that they're asking is, how do we get the app and how do we sign up? How can they get started? Maybe I'll pass that on to Ben, if you can just explain a bit on that.
Yeah, sure. So, first point of contact app, you can go to our website. So if you go to www.solid-fintech.com, you have a sign up link shown somewhere there on the website, and you can follow that to sign up. Apart from that, you can also download the app now. It's available on Google Play Store. So you can also search for Sole Fiji or Sole Fintech. on your Google Play Store if you have an Android device, and you can install the app through that medium as well.
So, Solly is also one of the first, platforms to do online onboarding, right? So, can you just also explain a bit on that? People don't need to come to your office, right? If you have to do
Yeah,
that.
that's right. That's right. So we're the first institution or fintech of our kind to offer this kind of service where you don't have to front up to a brick and mortar Sole branch and sign a form or fill out a form there, stand there while they take your picture and things like that. You can sign up remotely from wherever you are, whether you're in the rural area, urban area, as long as you have internet connectivity and you have a device with a browser on it, you can sign up and also follow through with our activation process. So you have to upload a valid ID, and you'll also take a selfie of yourself within the app.
Right, right.
Can I just
Yep.
can I just add on to that, then Fiji and Penny and Ben? So what we're saying is for every single Fijians, whether you are here in Fiji or abroad, excuse me, if you are here in Fiji or abroad, open a Sole account. It is like a bank account here in Fiji. Right? Every fortnight or every month, transfer $200 or $500, whatever you can afford, into your Sole account here in Fiji. This is for diasporas. I'm talking to diasporas. And to transfer the money, you just use your bank account, bank app. If you're from Australia, just go to your Commonwealth Bank app, NAB, America, whatever banking app that you use there, and transfer to our bank account, Sole limited bank account here in Fiji. You just need to put your Sole customer number in the narration, and our system should be able to pick that and put the money that you deposited or the equivalent Fijian money deposited into your Sole account. So what we're saying is then once everybody, diasporas or people here have created a Sole account, it's far easier to move money from their Sole account to their relatives' account here.
Right.
It is instantaneous. Yeah? Because the bank-to-bank transfer will take 1 or 2 days or even 3 days. Yeah? So they don't have to wait until somebody dies or a wedding is happening or something, then they start running to a Western Union or whatever to transfer money, so it's instant. Every month, transfer money to your Sole account here in Fiji. When an event occurs in the family here, they just transfer from their Sole account to the Sole account of their relatives, and that's instantaneous. Yeah? So that's the reason why we're saying you can open your account from anywhere in the world or anywhere in Fiji, but it's based here in Fiji.
Right.
Your Sole account is Fijian dollar denominated.
Right.
Yeah? That's what we just wanted to add that to what Penioni had mentioned.
Right. I last year I came to the US last year, and my first time here. You know what happened to me? That was before Sole started. I had around $230 inside my M-Pesa, which I deposited $230 or $250 inside my M-Pesa, so that when I'm here in the States, I'm able to do exactly that. And I was thinking, okay, I need, maybe I'll ask one of my friends to go and clean up at my flat whenever, I need that. And then I'll just M-Pesa them maybe $30 or like whatever, $50 for, to do those work. I came here. I couldn't use the $250. The session expired for M-Pesa. Done. I had to call I had to contact one of my friend back in Fiji and ask him if he can just top up my mobile number, just top it up my mobile number, transfer money so that it extends the, because they will deactivate it if I'm not using it for long, or if I don't top it up. So I had to do that, and then after a couple of months of being here, go back to Fiji. The first thing that I checked was I went back to Fiji, checked my phone number was still active. The first thing that I checked was M-Pesa. I checked like this, $230 something still there. And I was like, boy, all the time, like I could have used it, but I didn't use it. Now, learn from that. I'm just sharing this. So I came back to the US just a month or two ago. I only had $10 in M-Pesa because I knew this thing is not gonna work. I came, landed in LA, in San Francisco, opened my phone. The first thing I checked was M-Pesa. Bam. Check like this. It says session expired. You need to like reconfirm your identity. But the thing is, I can't use a Vodafone SIM card here because they don't operate here. Even roaming doesn't work here right now. So and I was like glad. I was glad that I did that. I actually did a video on it to show people that, see, look at this. This is what I'm telling you. But yeah, it's really liberating. Like you are able to, like people are able to control their finance. Like whatever you guys are watching right now, that's my Sol account, and that is money that is inside my Sol account that I can, throw around and pass around and transfer around to my family members or to my friends back in Fiji. I just want to contribute to that, to add to what you were explaining.
Yeah, because then the beauty about Sole, we are not linked to any SIM card.
Right.
There are about 600 and 700 villages in Fiji that have no connection, no connectivity from either Vodafone or Digicel. Yeah? So what's going to happen to these people? We get a satellite dish, we put it there, cost $7,000 or $8,000. Install the thing in the village, 150 meters all around. People can come in and use the internet connection, and they can do their solar through that. So wherever these two major carriers are not providing, we can use a satellite dish. And now I'm hearing that Starlink will be coming soon. It's been experimented on at the moment, so that's even better, because rather than costing $7,000 to $8,000 to put a link for villages, no, might cost only what, $2,000 at the most. Put the thing there, let the people use the Starlink connection for the villages that are not connected. There's about, I think, 600 to 700 villages unconnected. So whether you are in unconnected villages here and islands here, or you in wherever you are, where are you then?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Whether you are in Pennsylvania or you are in the Arctic Ocean. As long as you have internet connection, you can use solid.
Right. Another thing that I notice is that with my Sol account, I can access my Sol account using my laptop, my PC. It's even like connected right now on my tablet, and I can also access it from my phone. And that's another thing that I was like, boy, with like M-Pesa and my DigiCash, it has to be on like on the phone. Now, in saying that, can I just jump to Ben at the moment and maybe talk about security? The security aspects of Sole, and how can you just explain on that? Just to, because some of us we are a bit We want to know some of these
Sure.
things. We are a bit
Yeah,
paranoid.
sure. So
So
no worries.
yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that for the developers of Sole, we have a lot of experience in building banking systems, and these are core banking systems for banking institutions, right? And so,
Sorry, Ben.
yep,
Before you
yeah,
continue, can you just name
all right.
some of the
Oh,
places,
okay.
if you are allowed to,
Project.
some
Okay.
of
Yeah,
the projects that your team and the team have worked on? Some of the
yeah, sure. So one of the more recent ones was in Papua New Guinea. It's called the Nest Fund Contributor Savings and Loan Society. So it's a subsidiary of Nest Fund, which is like FNPS in Papua New Guinea, and they offer savings and loans to their members. So so our system is currently the core banking system there. So they have about 140,000 membership, 700,000 accounts around. And so
wow.
our core banking system is what's running there. That's under Software Factory. So I was part of the team that worked on that as well. So a lot of experience can be drawn from working on these types of systems for banking institutions in Fiji and around the region. So one of the features is security features. So there are best practices that we put into the security best practices, which we implement into the system, and that's already built in. And we also have our technology partner, which is our security technology partner called Rentronic. It's a cybersecurity company based out of Australia. And so we, before actually going live, before actually like putting this in production, Sole in production here, everyone, you can now use Sole to onboard and to transact. Before we went live, before we launched, we underwent what we call penetration testing, or pen testing for short. So this is when they get their hackers, and they have hackers or a team that are, they have hackers from Russia, hackers from nations around the world, and and this company Rentronic, they service other big international institutions like Bank of America and others, to name a few. So they do their round of testing on the system. So we have a test environment. We set up a test environment which mimics exactly what our production environment will look like in the end. And they do their penetration test on this environment. And then once they finish with their penetration test, they'll let us know, okay, these are a few vulnerabilities that we found. And then we work on patching those vulnerabilities up before they retest, do another round of penetration testing. So they do penetration testing what we call unauthenticated, meaning
Right.
they don't have a Sole customer number and password. They don't have that. They want to try and find out how they can get in. So they try that. They try to get into the system that way. So thankfully they weren't able to at that point in time. And there's also one where we give them okay, here's a customer number and a password. You log in and try from within the system, try to exploit any vulnerabilities that you might find. So once they finish this whole exercise, they give us a report with their recommendations,
Right.
any reports on vulnerabilities that they might have found during that time, and we patch those up, and they confirm, okay, yes, we patched up all those vulnerabilities. So yeah, and it's something that we have to do. It's not just something we do at the beginning, then we forget about it, because the threats that are out there, it's ever evolving. So there are new there are new sorts of attacks that are coming up every year. So we have to do this security testing at least once a year. This penetration test at least once a year with our security partner, cybersecurity partner, Rentronic.
Right. And also some people might be curious about the server that you're using,
Okay.
and like I don't know, maybe just if you can touch on that.
Yeah, okay, sure. So it's Sole is a cloud-based platform, meaning it's deployed on the cloud. So we have a cloud, our preferred cloud-based provider that we are currently hosting Sole on. And with these types of cloud-based hosting providers, they provide a lot of features and functionality for redundancy and traffic management and things like that. So we're leveraging off of that cloud-based technology, and that same cloud is also hosting other big apps like Skype and other apps as well. So
Right. Nice, nice. Maybe while we're still on this, some comments that I've received on some of my videos that I post about Sol, and people say, "Oh, this wasn't built in Fiji. This wasn't built in Fiji." Now, I've met the team. I've met the team that or part of the team that built Sole and are working on Sole. Can you please let us know? Can you reconfirm again where are they from? Like who are they? Where are they from? You don't have to go through the whole team, but maybe just the profile. Like who are these people behind it? Are we like you leading a team from overseas, India or some? Or please.
Maybe I start. It's so encouraging when people say those kind of words. For them to say that no, this can be. It's from overseas.
Right.
I just want to say now, all local Fijians who built this system. The only people that did the penetration test are the people from overseas, from Australia, that Penioni was talking about. But as far as developers are concerned, totally developed in Fiji. Now, one thing I must remind people, and this is the statement that I wanted to make, because people look down in our own core competencies here in Fiji, and they go abroad and buy very expensive systems. Many of them are running right now in Fiji, and I know it's not working properly. We replaced, the company I founded, first Software Factory Limited, we replaced SAP, the number one ERP solution in the world at NLTB.
Wait.
That was.
Sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, you said it replaced the system in NLTB.
Yes.
So the system that is running TLTB right now is
Software Factory.
Right.
Software Factory systems. And that's where most of this expertise are coming from. So if we can replace the number one ERP solution in the world in 2009, you can imagine what we are doing right now. And it's encouraging to hear people saying, no, it can be this Sole can be from overseas. No. It's from here. All our developers, there's about seven of them, all from here. University of the South Pacific graduates, some went to Korea for their summer mechanical engineers, computer science graduates from USP. Isn't that encouraging? Isn't that amazing that we have our own people in Fiji who can build a system like this?
And I guess it makes work easier as well for you, Mr. Tukana, spearheading the vision where you want to take Sole, and also like connecting and communicating that vision to the developers who are just right there. Yeah. Maybe just walk out the door and they are just right there, and you talk to them about that.
Spot on, Dan. You know what's happening now? There's a major system who is having a problem. The cost of it, I know it's around 100 million. I know it must be around 100 million. It has taken them how many years before they actually went live? They have to ensure that the other people on the other side of the world are awake before they can talk. So either you are in your sleeping zone here and they are in their waking zone, or you are just you are here on the wake up zone and they are in the sleepy zone. We have a major problem. We have the core competency here in Fiji to develop any systems, whether it's communication systems or electricity billing system, whether it's tax, whether it's hospital, whatever. We can build it in this country with our own people.
Semi, if I can just add on.
Yeah.
So, like Semi said, and I reiterate and also confirm that the application is 100% from the ground up, homegrown here in Fiji. This we did have our security testing, being outsourced to our security partners. But apart from that, where the application is concerned, everything from the database to the hosting to the building of the application, everything is 100% built here in Fiji. And and while we were building the app, there's one thing that we always, apart from this app, basically any project that we work on, is that we want it, when we build something, when it hits production, we want it to be world class. And so when we hear that feedback, and I was just in a meeting, was it yesterday, or with one of our potential merchants, and the merchant asked me, "Oh, did you build this in India?" Oh, no, it was here. We built it here in Fiji. Yeah, so I mean, so it's very encouraging. We have a young, energetic team of developers. So if I can just do a shout out to them, if it's okay, to Pita, Golo, shout out to you, Pula
Right.
Pita, and to Mari, and to Fred, Matt, Nelson, Manasa. These are all local names. All went to primary school, secondary school here in Fiji.
Right.
Some of us went to UST, some went abroad for university studies, but all local boys and girls. We have girls too on the team.
Wow, that's really encouraging, and that's also one of the reasons that I wanted to start like a podcast. And thank you for being my first host as well. Is because there are a lot of young people that follow me on social media, and I just want to show them. The reason I wanted to start a podcast is basically to show young people that, hey, these people that I'm talking to, they have achieved this, or they are successful this, they are really good in this, but they went to maybe Super Sangam, or maybe they went to RKS, maybe they went to RSMS, or whatever school, the school that you are familiar with. And
Yes.
Or Super Grammar, yeah.
yeah, or Super Grammar.
Number Fijian school.
Okay, Super Grammar and number Fijian school. But so yeah, it just brings a different level of familiarity to the to the empowerment that is being passed across, or to the word of encouragement that I'm listening to something. I'm not hearing it from YouTube, from someone who is far away in a like first world country. No, I'm hearing it from someone who goes to the same school that I'm currently attending at the moment, or just that familiarity factor is why I wanted to start a podcast, just to showcase and show young people out there that these things you can achieve, some of these things. And just hearing that the team that built Sole are all local based, no wonder it's custom made to suit the way we think about finance. And no wonder like it hits home, like even for me, the first time I saw it. And I also knew from the beginning that, okay, and I think we talked about this, Mr. Tukana, okay, the developers and Sole, they created it for this particular thing, but just by looking at it, I knew, oh, I can actually use it in these other ways. The potential that it has because of the buckets. How many buckets can we create on sub accounts? 20, right?
20 at the most. Yes.
Right, 20.
Yeah,
So
20.
You can do have more, but then we charge for additional fee.
Penioni and I thought that maybe 20
right,
is good to set a max there, because if it's open, some people might want to abuse it and go to 50 and 100, which is unrealistic.
right, right.
But there are some people who want more, and they contact us, and we open it for them. So the member with the biggest number of buckets have 28 buckets.
28 buckets.
Yeah. This guy from Tailewu Naisomua has got 14 grandchildren, and he create one bucket each for the grandchildren.
Wow. Wow. And then
Tailewu,
then he drops money in there for them, for the grandchildren.
every fortnight.
Wow, that's amazing. And I'm pretty sure like he shows it to his grandkids as well, eh? Like the 14. Okay, this is how much you have. You have like $20 at the moment. You have this, you have this. And that's actually what you're saying. Like when that person said to you, "Oh, this is a lost cause that Fijians won't be able to save. They won't be able to manage their finance." No, no, no. These things are learned. We can unlearn it. We can learn new things, which is what we're talking about. For that that person, look, showing his or her grandkids the money that they've saved so far. In a way, it's teaching the young generation. See, if you put money aside, you can actually save. You can actually save and save it for future. Uh,
Yeah.
Basically
And
financial
the
literacy.
beauty about that is that even the grandfather cannot touch that money, even though it's under his account. All
Right.
the monies that is dropped into his grandchildren's buckets, he can't even touch it.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
Must be
because it's
saving.
locked.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even think of that, but that's really cool. So, maybe let's talk about, there are some people that are asking about depositing and withdrawing money from your Sol account. And when you click on withdraw as well, or sorry, depositing, we see that there are two banks that are listed there. Can one of you just explain on that, the two trust accounts, and also maybe depositing money and also withdrawing money?
Okay.
Sure.
Okay,
Then
I guess I'll take that question. So when you're when depositing funds, if you go to, there's a deposit option on your screen. If you go to your home screen, there's a deposit option. I think it's to the far right of your screen, up the top there. So if you go in there, you'll see that there's two accounts listed there where you can deposit funds into: a bread bank account and a BSP account, and the account number and account name details are there as well. So you'll have to direct your funds there. If you have internet banking with your commercial bank, you can use that to transfer funds there. Or otherwise, you can also, actually go physically to the bank if you have time to actually go and put money into these accounts. Just make sure that the account number is correct, the Bread bank account, the BSC bank account, based on what bank you're going to. And then you have to just remember one thing: is just you have your Sole customer number, which is very important. Every customer that signs up with Sole, you have a unique customer number, which is just unique to you. So you need to quote that customer number in the narration of your deposit slip, or in the narration, or when you're doing your bank transfer through your internet banking portal, just put your customer number. So once you put your customer number there, and if the account numbers are correct, you should see your Sole funds being updated into your account. If you've deposited within the week, you should see it. Weekdays, you should see it within the same day. It's reflecting in your account.
right. Another question that people have been asking is, can you deposit from M-Pesa or MyDigi cash to Sole?
No, not at the moment. There's no integration at the moment available between those platforms and ours.
Okay. Anything you wanna share, Mr. Tukan?
Yeah, maybe I just add on to that. We are waiting. We are ready to interface with them. Um, uh, Probably when the time is right from their side, then they are going to give the go ahead, because to interface with our system is very easy. From our end, it's very easy. We can transfer money from our side to their side, then they can transfer money from their side to our side. But I don't know the level of complexity on their end, whether it's really possible. Maybe because it's also a business decision that they made. So we just have to wait until the time when the time is right. Then hopefully the door will be open from their end. Our door is open.
Right.
Anyone who wants to interface with us, come. Eh? It's the other side we're waiting for. So I just wanted to add that. So if the Vodafone executives are watching, give us a go. We are not in competition, because we offer a level of service that were not there before. And we are trying to offer this service to meet a specific need. It wasn't there. No, the bank didn't provide it. The mobile phones providers didn't provide for this level of need. It's our system that's providing for this. So it's only right that they open up and get us connected.
Right.
So at the end of the day, they must look at the consumer, the need of the people.
Right.
If they put business before the need, then it's only a matter of time. I'm saying it in this podcast.
Right. Yes, sir. Thank you for that. You know, it's very interesting, the an app like this, that, like I said, when I first heard about Sole, I was thinking it's similar to these other, offerings that are out there. But then when we start looking at it, I start to realize, no. It's way different. It's way different. A different offering, and just a different set of tools that are really, like, for me, in my case, I really find it helpful. In fact, I showed it to my fiance's family members here. I showed them, like, what, I explained to them what Sole and what it does. You can create mini buckets, and then you can that becomes your budget. You can spend directly from the buckets and this and that. And they were really fascinated by it. The statement that they said was this: why didn't anyone think of that? And that's here in the US. And I haven't really seen anything similar to it. I haven't really come across anything that is similar to it. Now, when you're talking about going back to businesses that wanna integrate with Sole, I noticed in one of Sole's posts, I saw that Fijian Holdings Unit Trust was at the office. So I just want to confirm here, Sole, you don't do investment in Sole, right? You don't do investment in Sole, but it's a place where you can save up money for your investment. Maybe if one of you can explain more on that,
Sure.
on that.
So maybe, yeah. So maybe I explain this. So the agreement that we've signed with the Fijian Holdings Unit Trust enables us to transfer money directly from the buckets here
Right,
to Fijian Holdings Unit Trust. Yeah?
right,
That's the agreement. And now we've signed an NDA with the Unit Trust of Fiji. They also want to come on board, and we will do the same. And what we're saying is this: we want all our people to have savings account and we have investment buckets. These investment buckets are the buckets that we want to channel to the investment portfolios. Fijian Holdings Unit Trust, boom. Unit Trust of Fiji, boom. I hope National Provident Fund, Fiji National Provident Fund will come on board, boom. You know,
right,
I'm even looking forward to next week's. We'll be having a session with BSP Live. Hopefully, something is going to come from that discussion next week, next Wednesday. Now, these 4 investment companies are huge. Eh? What I've been telling people, these 4 companies own virtually all the buildings in Suva.
right,
Eh?
right, right. Yeah.
They are the ones who can multiply your money, not us. No, we are the platform only that enables you to go boom, boom.
Right.
Eh? So no, if you put money into solar like savings account, we don't multiply it. We don't pay you interest. Eh? Because the money, as Ben has already stated, is in a trust accounts, and the Reserve Bank doesn't allow us to take any money that is in the trust account and buy buildings or resorts or whatever, and then get the return from there and pay interest to our members. No, we are not allowed to do that. But members themselves can open accounts in Fijian Holdings Unit Trust of Fiji, voluntary account with the Fiji National Provident Fund. Hopefully they'll come on board. And after next week's session at BSP Live, hopefully that will open inroads into enabling us to channel people's money to them to invest and multiply their money. Yeah?
Right.
So then the message is clear. We just want people, our people, to have a diversified investment portfolio. And it's small money. People don't have to think of 100,000 to understand, or even 20,000. No, small money. Have some in Fijian Holdings Unit Trust, some in Unit Trust of Fiji, some in FNPF, some in BSP Life, and let them grow your wealth then.
Right. That's really good because, like you said in the beginning, most of the financial services that we use, everything is in lump sum. We receive our pay, it comes into the bank. It's maybe like $200, $300, $500 or whatever. It's in lump sum. The $500 lands in lump sum. And even though in our mind, or maybe in a separate budgeting spreadsheet or whatever, we plan that, okay, I need to put maybe $50 to go to these investment portfolios. But sometimes because like it requires a different level of discipline. and like I said, like for someone like me, I'm not really good in that. In terms of that, I'd rather that something like this, specifically this, something like this, like Sole, where when I receive whatever, it goes automatically drops into my savings, like $5 first week, another week, another $5, and then at the end of the month, $20 is there. From there, it goes straight into my, into my investment portfolios. So, and it's locked. Can I just So,
Yes.
what all are locked in, like for buckets? We have in savings, utilities, and
And investment.
investments.
Investment.
Wow.
Yes.
So there's another question coming here. I saw a few people asking about it. Maybe just a point to clarify. For savings buckets within Sole, we already confirmed there's nothing, no interest, nothing. It's whatever you saving, that's what it is. Now, the question is asking again about the so the bucket opens only once it reaches the level that you have set. So if I want to save, for example, if I want to save $500 for the next 3 months, I put $500 as my maximum, that's my target, and then I start putting money into it. I cannot touch it, but I can see money growing inside. And then from there, as soon as it reaches $500, it opens up automatically. I can then use it. So that's correct. So said, for those of you who have been asking, just want to clarify that, and hopefully the people that are watching as well, if you can answer that to the
Maybe then I can just add a little bit.
yes.
Because you've set the target of $500, and they're seeing the money going up to $300. They think I reduce my maximum, my target to 300, so the bucket will open automatically.
Right.
No,
No.
no possible. No, can't.
No.
You can only increase your target. Decrease, the system can't do it.
Right. That's good. That's good. Because if not, people will abuse it. You just save. Okay.
We know who we are, and that's what is going to happen. The people will just reduce the thing, reaches the amount that's there, boom, automatic the thing opens.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now I just wanna. I know that I think we've spent more than 1 hour here, but let's just touch on some. Solly has some interesting news that they wanna share with us. My timer is also down to 7 minutes as well. I'll create another one and then I'll send it over.
Okay.
But with these 7 minutes, what is this good news, or what is this news that has been flying around?
Tomorrow is an exciting day for us here in Fiji. Even the sun is out. After about 2 months of rain and cloud, the sun came out, I think, yesterday, and today it's even better. And tomorrow, I think it's going to be even better. So, great news. We are excited here at Sole, because tomorrow there's an announcement which I won't reveal. I can only reveal one of them because everybody knows about this particular thing. But there's another part of the announcement that we'll just keep it under wraps, and then you will hear it after it's launched tomorrow by the President of the Republic of Fiji tomorrow at 2 p.m. One of the exciting things we want to prime up members and people here in Fiji and those who are listening from abroad is the announcement for the launching of the group wealth. We've been talking group wealth for the last 2 years or so. Tomorrow is going to be the launch date for the group wealth. It's exciting because this is the feature that brings to life the very name of Sole. Sole is short for Sole Solevaki. At the moment, only individuals can use it, but that's not Sole Solevaki. The group wealth will allow groups of people, family groups, church groups, women's group, men's group, sporting groups, clubs, associations, all boys, all girls, all scholars, even groups of friends of 5 people. A group of friends of 5 people or 7 people, they can open their account in this group wealth feature that will be launched tomorrow. Lots of accountability is built into the system. Lots of transparency is built in into the system. So when I'm talking accountability, when I'm talking transparency, I'm saying this: when people open their account in Sole, we want to bring them a little bit into the formal sector. We'll provide a template for their constitution, a template for their resolution, which is already on our website. Sole needs that. Sole also needs to know who are the office holders who will be connected to this group. Sole will need to know who are the who are the signatories that will be linked onto this group wealth feature. And these people need to be already on Sole. So don't wait until tomorrow to open your Sole group wealth. No, you open now, individual. You will then just link onto the group. Yeah? The beauty about this is that you will be able to create project buckets under your group wealth feature or your group account in Sole. You can open multiple buckets for projects. People can put money, members can put money into those buckets, and other people from outside can put money into those buckets. But when before any money is used from any of the buckets, it will require the signatories to approve. That means all the signatories will be notified, no matter where you are in the world. Here in Fiji and around the world. If you are a signatory to a group wealth account, you'll be notified. Your approval will be required. Only when approval is made, say like 2 signatories have been signed, then money is dispersed from the group account. It's also good, just as a primer also, that every single member of this group can see the statement, the financial statement of each of the buckets at any time. You can view the statements, knowing who's put in what and where is the money going to, or who is receiving the money that is going out from this account. So that's very briefly what the group wealth feature, which will be launched tomorrow. And everybody knows about group wealth, but tomorrow it will be launched for public use. We've been testing it for the last 3 weeks to 1 month, and we found it amazing product, good for our people, good for the concept of Sole Solevaki. Maybe Ben, do you?
Yeah, so yes, Semi basically mentioned everything there. So yes, the main thing here is that anyone can form a group. You can start a group as long as you know the Sole customer numbers of your group members. You can add them to your group, and once they're added onto the group, everyone can then contribute, funds into that group. You can set up the bucket just like how an individual sets up his or her bucket, and then you have the other main key feature here is transparency, because every single member, whether you're an office bearer or signatory, or if you're a normal member, you'll all have access to the transaction statements of there's not one bucket in the group that will be hidden from the group. If you create a new bucket, that everyone views that new bucket. So, you can, all of the members can grab a statement whenever they want. All of the members can see the movement. So, apart from, and then we have these notifications that go out when money needs to be used for something. Oh, yes.
Ben, we're about to end. I'll send you the next one.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I don't know why it's not picking up my okay. Said I'm starting the next one.
Okay. Sure.
Wow. Sorry guys. I'm not so sure like why this thing is not picking up my premium account. Google Meet early, but hold on guys. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're back here with Ben
Pula. Yep.
Mulatale. Wait, did I send it to Mr. Tukana? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I did.
Oh.
I did send it to him. Wait, that that group health wait, kacizara.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, here we go. Not sure if he can. Wait, Gary.
Oh, here we go.
Dobusota.
No worries, no worries.
Set. Yo, no, I was just saying, like the group wealth feature. So this is a new feature that will be launched Fiji wide. Basically, what our so basically what you're saying is the group wealth account. So a group of Sole users can
Yes.
like view like one account, and in that one account there are office bearers. There's the admin, your president of the club or whatever it is, and then that's
Yeah.
I can is
Yeah, so I mean, just before we cut off, I was just going to mention, so it doesn't matter if you have 100 to 200 members as part of your group,
right.
every single one of those members will be able to see the transaction statements, download transaction history. And, apart from that, there might come a time when, the group has built up funds and they want to actually use the funds for a specific purpose. So once, we have signatories, so you have to initiate a payment and the signatory is approved. But once the signatory is approved this, that payment, that notification goes to all those 200 members again. So all the 200 members will get a notification saying that, oh, a payment of this much was made to this account out of this group bucket.
Right.
Mm.
I even have like a screenshot of the testing that was being done. And for those of you who are watching, this is an email that was sent to me because Sole was kind enough to allow me to be part of the alpha beta testing, and it shows that transfer of $5 was approved, and it was like transferred to this particular BSP account. And then I was like, boy, so that means like for any type of group, women's group, sports club, common interest, old boys association, old girls association, whatever it is, old scholars association. What you're saying is everyone will get it.
Every single person that's on, if you're part of the group,
yeah,
100, 1,000, if you're a part of the group, you will get the notification that $5 was paid to this person.
Right. And also,
Yes.
I also noticed, I took another screenshot of this one here. Someone made a change, or the admin made the change to an office bearer, and it says new office bearer added by admin. Then it says, Tina, Christina Rokua is now the secretary of the group. And I was like, boy, that means, you know why I'm saying this, why I'm still like blown away by this. I was thinking, like, even because you can be part of a committee, right? You can be part of a committee. And let me just show this part here. You can be part of a committee, and then people will they might tell you, the people who are running the show, the office bearers, they might say, only this person and this person have access to the funds, right? But then you will never know. There could be one other person that has access to the fund that everyone, that they didn't tell everyone. But then here it's so transparent. You can see this is, by the way, I'm showing you guys the Sole testing, or the Sole social group, social club, sorry, that they were testing for this feature. It shows all of the office bearers, administrator, the president, the vice president of the club, the treasurer, the secretary, and also the signatories as well, that they have 2 signatories. So can you guys explain about the signatories?
Yeah, so, I mean, to approve any payment, you need at least 2 signatories. So you can add 3, 4, 5 signatories,
Right.
but for any payment to go out, at least 2 of them, 2 different, not the same person approving twice, but 2 people need to, 2 of the signatories need to approve any outgoing payment, any payment that's going from your group bucket
Right.
outward to wherever. Yeah, so that's what that's the importance of signatory. So and the administrator sets up all the signatories and the office bearers when you first register the group, and then during the group's lifetime, the administrator also has access. If there's anybody that if the office bearer leaves and if a new office bearer that comes in, administrator changes that. If a signatory leaves and another signatory comes in, the administrator can also change that. But the important thing is that with all of these changes, the entire group is notified that, okay, there's a new signatory. This is the signatory's name. That's part of the group.
Wow. You know, I don't know. Like we can talk about this for ages, but no, my mind just keeps on running. Just keeps on running because you have like even solely in church. I'm just thinking. I remember that I mentioned this earlier, but now when it's right here, I'm thinking like, wow, like you can even, like, if there's a small church, you can maybe suggest, hey, Tala, can we use solid to soli so we can see what's happening with the money? I'm just saying. But then, not only that, the women's group, some of the groups, like the informal groups, like mainly the informal groups, because the thing about these groups is, first of all, most often they will have, if they are fortunate, they will have their own bank account, right? To then use and put the money in. But then the money is still there with them. They need to take it first and then go deposit it. Some are not fortunate. They have to keep cash. But then this is a solution that actually like changes all of that. I'm saying this because I know people use money from stuff like that. People use money. I am included. Like I'm not saying, I'm just saying, like it's really tough. It's a tough world out there. See, yeah, but and that has destroyed relationships, and between, like, if it's a family, like family group, if it's a social club, if it's whatever it is. Sorry, Mr. Tukan, you gonna say something?
Yes. Then,
Mm.
the church, the Vanua and all that. How about the family unit, matanga, the family groups, siblings, children and grandchildren. How about us, matanga? We form our group,
Right.
and no matter where they are in the world, because they've created a Fijian dollar denominated account here in Fiji,
Right.
they can contribute directly into their group solar account.
Right.
This is the beauty about this. In fact, this whole concept is a very simple concept. It's not a rocket science thing. It's a very simple concept. The family matanga. So, and lots of families. In fact, for us, all our families, Narube, you're smiling. Your family must be doing this. You then must be doing this. But it's kept in an Excel spreadsheet or a big
Big
letter, a big book, and names written down. And this is what happens. For us Fijians, we start off like set. We put in $10. Everybody put in $10 every payday or every month. it start going, and say, okay, let's put it in your account. Somehow it just goes to one person's account. Yeah? This is the cause of the problem. Yeah?
Right.
Because it's going to a bank account that belongs to one of the person that in the family trust. It's fine, it's trust. But if that person dies, boy, that money, we really don't know where that money is going to go. And because we are not constantly reviewing the accounts and the balances, we lost touch of that group. So we miss out 1 week, we stop giving out $10. The following week we give, and then we miss, we give, and then after some time we just miss out altogether. Yeah? So what we're saying with Solar, no, it can't. Because every single person knows exactly what's happening to the account. We have a structure. Even the constitution, whether you form a friends group or whether you form a family group, Solar requires a constitution. And we've already done the template for the constitution.
Right.
Yeah? So formalize things. Yeah? Get things formalized. No more operating like a jungle account. No, no more jungle account. Formalize. It involves money. Formalize things. Yeah? Formalize the signatories. Formalize the office bearers. Even the account administrators. That's formalized. Yeah? So that's where the direction we want to move. Apart from our savings and investment, changing the investment and savings culture of our people, we want to bring transparency and accountability to our Sole Solevaki, which is our DNA, our Sole Solevaki, as families, church, vanua, sports, friends, any types of group, women, men's, youth, you can form group accounts in Sole, and that's what will be launched
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is the big day.
Right. Wow, that's I don't know, like I'm lost for words. Like, in fact, like, not lost for words. There are a lot of things that I want to say about this, because I just see like a lot of it's just transparency all throughout, from when you get accepted in a group, if there is a change in group members, if someone gets accepted, whatever, and then also access to the account details, the transactions that are happening within, because most often we go to meetings for groups that we are part of, and if the meeting is being held every 3 months, that's the only time we get to receive a printout of the bank statements and in and out the transactions, and then you get to go and scrutinize it and question, hey, what happened here, whatever. I remember, but this one here, anyone can, it's even downloadable. I was just showing it while you two were explaining it, that I just clicked on download and it downloaded a statement for the group, which is, just it's amazing. It's amazing. Anything you want to add, Pen?
Ben, just to add on that, sorry, Ben.
No worries.
Then the AGM,
Right.
the AGM
Right,
for the
right.
group. Yeah? They fight. They
Fight.
fist fight at AGMs.
True, man.
No more fist fight at AGMs, because now you have the opportunity here to scrutinize the account.
Right.
At AGM, you talk about good things for the future, for my village people, for their scholarship for our children in the village, for we want to start a pension fund for our village elders. Once they turn 71, village in Nakawanga in the Konrobe is already doing it. They have a pension fund for their elderly. 70 years and over, you get a pension fund. Not from the government, no. Not from FNBF, no. It's from their own funds. That's what we want to facilitate. Things, people, we need to talk about
Oh,
doing
no.
things, things that are good for the future. Not fist fight for $2,000 that was used
Right.
7 months ago. Yeah?
And no one has any idea how and where it went.
No, not here. With Soleh, no more fights. It's only good things for the future.
You know, for those of you who are watching, this is just my advice to you. If you are a member of a group, whatever group it is, if it's a family group or whatever group, church group, women's group, sports club, if you are an office bearer of one of these groups, especially if you are the chairman of a group or if you are the treasurer of the group, I suggest to you, go back in your next meeting or even like after this, you message your chairman and you tell your chairman, we need to include Sole, we need to be part of Sole just for this, because I see that this will benefit like everyone. I remembered even when I was part of there's a band. I was managing a band, and because a band it's a business, but it's also kind of like a group of people coming together, common interests, and then we start a business together. And I was managing it, and one of the things that was really tough was disclosing finances and this. I will always get questions from the band members. Hey, like, wait, how much did we use here? Oh, what happened to that money? This and that. I only wish Sole existed back then, so that like everyone can see. Like for me, as an office bearer for that particular group, I only wish that Sole existed, specifically for this transparency all throughout, from top to bottom. Yes, Ben.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Just wanted to just point out one small cool feature about the group wealth. I mean, you might have seen. I think you've done some videos on doing quick send. So we have this quick send option where if you have your contacts, you can pull up the quick send options where you have some tokens there, $10, $20, and you can drag and drop those tokens on a contact facial profile there. But
Right.
apart from that, you can drag that coin all the way down to your group. Drag it all the way down to your group, all the way to your group.
Yeah, I see it. I didn't know that.
Yes, I know you didn't know.
Well, that's so cool.
So you can do a quick send to your group. So all
Okay,
your groups will appear in that fashion. Like you have your contacts appearing, so your group will appear down below in that same fashion. And if you have many groups, you can swipe right to go through your group and do a quick send.
Let me just do a quick send here live, or like just $5 ngak lah. So $5 to the Sole social club. So then it goes, please confirm to send money. So, and then I confirm, and then I enter my PIN number here, and then enter. There you go. Payment done. So $5 has been sent to the Sole social club. Boy,
yeah.
That's...
And now you can go into the social club, go into that account and
yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go back into the social club and then check here. It'll be on general, eh?
Yes. Yeah, so when you do quick send, that for customers, that's disposable to disposable. So if you're going sending to a quick send to an individual, so it takes from your disposable bucket into your contact disposable. For a group, it takes from your disposable to your group general. Every group has one general bucket.
General bucket, eh? So there, that's the $5 that I just sent. Instant. and it's now part of the Sole social club group.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you. And another cool feature that I see here is that the group wealth account, because of the bucket feature, the bucket, like I can even what you call this? I can decide if I want to put money in a certain bucket, right?
Yes.
So
That's
for
right. So when you go to transfer screen, yeah, you'll be able to direct
right,
it to a specific bucket.
right, because I'm doing quicksand, it goes straight into the general bucket,
To general,
which
right?
is like the master bucket, and then
Yeah.
the group the inside the group that they can then create different buckets within it. Now um now I'm just thinking, because for example, if maybe a family group wealth account, like maybe just close immediate
Yes.
family members, we have a thing, and then we create buckets for our different projects. Maybe you want to like start a farm, maybe you want to start maybe a business, or maybe you want to paint uncle so and so's house, and this and that. So which means that if I put money in, and then if I say like, oh, I want to support that project where we go and paint Uncle Thomas's house, I put $5 in there. There's no more like it limits conversation on, hey, I'm giving you $5. Make sure that it's used for Uncle Thomas's paint job. Like there's no more of that. Everyone can see. Then put $5 in the paint project.
Bang.
So if it's used for something else apart from that, then that's where the fist fighting will happen.
Then,
Yeah,
then, more than that,
right,
in the family setting, in your family group, somebody passed away.
right. Hold on.
You create a bucket and name it after the person that has passed away, and send a message to all your family members.
Right.
They move their money directly into that bucket for that funeral.
Yeah.
eh?
But
And
from
every expenses for the funeral comes from that bucket. And everybody will know how much was left over, or
right,
all the money was being spent and where the money went to.
right. And the cool thing about it is, even the people that are sending in money to that bucket, they're sending it from their own bucket, the
Yes,
obligation bucket,
yes,
or whatever that they. So they're sending it from their obligation bucket that they've been saving all this time, maybe $400 in it. Someone passed away, they create a bucket from their group. He or she transfer from their obligation bucket maybe $50 or $70 directly there.
absolutely.
Oh, Kamasara. Uh, I mean, like to those of you watching, isn't that's just I lost. I was gonna say this. Because I remembered when I first started talking about Sole, a lot of the comments that came that I received was um this is similar to M-Pesa. Like, what are you guys talking about? Or what are you talking about? This is similar to my like this is so much, it's so different doing this, and that's why I really love this initiative. It's like it's more than just an app. Literally, it's more than just an app. So
And
yeah,
then I think the word you're trying to find is it brings financial liberation to our people,
right,
bring financial healing to the homes,
right.
bring financial healing to the couples, to the marriages, bring financial healing to communities, eh, even to the nation.
Mm,
When once we have disciplined approach towards our financials, you'll see less robbery, less women being abused in the homes. That's what we're talking about. Sole is not like any business. I grew up in a squatter settlement. I know the struggles that our people have in the squatter settlement. We want to lift our level of reserves and capital, our savings, so we can have other things. So less robbery. I grew up in Namboa. We are the most notorious in robbing and burglaring and all this place because we have little, very little. No more robberies. No more. We bring the capital base of our people. No more. And that's what we're talking about.
Right. No more excuses, eh? No more excuses.
No more.
No more. When you said that word, financial liberation, eh? In my mind, the way I picture it, it's like, a shekel, eh? A shekel. May besutu na ling, eh? May da besutu. Like you're burdened by, and then when you start saving, when you start budgeting, then you'll be able to start saving money because you'll know, oh, this is what I'm using for this. Now I can start saving this. And then when you start saving and it starts to grow, oh, now I can invest this and it can even grow even more. And then once you reach that level where you are free, in my head, I'm imagining like that shekel being, like you being unlocked, broken. Wakandua.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to, like I said, just trying to think of words to to express and know what this means for Fiji and for the future of Fiji as well, eh? And like I said as well, no excuse, no excuse, because what I see is a lot of us, whenever someone says, hey, no, save manda, there are always excuse that comes, and sometimes excuses come from people who are already well off. They're already well off and they are typing down on the comment section, minimum wage. So, we don't get paid well in Fiji. But these are people who are already like well off. And then others, we're reading the comments and we are parroting it. And then, like, for me, the way I see it is, it's just creating a different like mindset when you are parroting that again. But it's coming from people that already have made it. And I think this is like Sole is helping us stand for like everyone, to be liberated from like financial burden, things that finances have cost in the community, in the family, like you said, financial healing. And I'm really like looking forward to the future of Sole. So just before like we start to end off from here, a few people have been asking, is Sole legit? So maybe if maybe one of you, maybe Mr. Tukana, can you just
I can from my side, really, Sole is a matter of trust. People need to know that. I totally understand their views. There's a lot of scams around the place. The only questions that they need to ask is, has Reserve Bank given the approval to these people to operate, to Sole?
right?
You might not know me, but you know Reserve Bank of Fiji. If you don't trust them, then I don't know what else can be said. We got our approvals to operate on a sandbox. tested fully by the Reserve Bank of Fiji. So if you're talking about legitimacy, ask them, don't ask us. Call the governor of the Reserve Bank and ask them whether Sole, this fella, Semi Tukana, or Penioni Narube, are they really cow or are they con men? They will tell you. You don't have to ask us because we'll tell you the good things. Ask the regulators, the people who give us the approval to operate. Yeah?
Right.
So basically, that's the short answer for that. Then ask the regulators, and if they don't trust the regulators, then all trust is lost.
Yeah. So
I mean, there's nowhere else to turn. But and that's what we've been telling people. For those so many scams and digital products coming in Fiji and around the world, but in Fiji mostly, all they need to do is just call Reserve Bank. I don't know. There might be a financial intelligence unit there, FIU or whatever. They can call them directly, email them, and ask them about that particular product or Sole. They can ask them, and they'll be able to say whether we've been approved or not. On a personal level, all I can say is I've been operating a company, Software Factory Limited, for the last 22 years. No debt. For the last 22 years, we built systems for credit unions, for banks. We replaced the number one ERP solution in the world, SAP at NLTD. I think 21 million was lost in that. We replaced that system. Systems all in the hospitals in Fiji, we built that system. So that's from my background. And we implemented systems in Niue, in Tonga, Samoa, Tuvalu, Kiribati, Vanuatu, Solomon Islands, and 11 moving to 13 credit unions in Papua New Guinea. Now, I've been operating in the business environment for long, so I'm not just a couple of months ago come up with this brilliant idea of Sole. No. I've been in the industry, in the IT industry for 41 years. I started in 1982 as a trainee computer programmer at the Native Land Trust Board before I went to work with Fiji Development Bank under Lesenian Karise, former Prime Minister, and Mr. Kalomera also as my managing director. So I don't know what else to say, but the best form of legitimacy testing is just call Reserve Bank. They are the regulators, so that's all I can say, and maybe Narube can add on to that.
Oh, I mean, yes, like Semi mentioned, fully regulated by the central bank, just like any other financial institution, commercial banks, and payment service providers. So that we are in the same way we are regulated by the central bank, and they've given us approval to operate. So and apart from that, our team, apart from our developers that are again all locals, a lot goes into an initiative like this. Apart from the technology, we also have legal officers, compliance officers, finance officers, and all are homegrown here in Fiji. So this is really an initiative of Fijians building something to help Fijians and hopefully our fellow Pacific Islanders as well. That's the main motivation behind Sole, was to help our people.
Benar. So, and as we are rounding off the the conversation today, there's still a lot to talk about. Maybe we can do that on another session. But just the future of Sole. Maybe if you can just expand, like if you can just explain if like we have the buckets, we have group wealth. Is that it, or is there more to come?
It's tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Tip of the iceberg. We can offer so many other services. A couple of them are already being tested at the moment. Walking ATM, Sole Market, pay distributor, SME and cooperative support feature, peer-to-peer lending, and some others that we won't announce now, because otherwise people might copy it and do it before us.
Understandable.
There's so many, but the ones that I mentioned are the ones that I've been already talking about. So, and the ones that we are already testing.
Like walking ATMs. So basically, people can become ATMs, and then they get
Yes.
They can actually earn from it, from maybe commission, right?
Yes.
If they withdraw or deposit money for people.
Yes.
Oh, gatsisara. Oh, and then pay distributor, you also have the SMEs.
Pay distributor is another game changer. There's so many game changers that are now planned out that, I only wish we have a huge team that we can say, I can just say, I want this thing, it's done. No, we don't have that big of a team. So we'll do things slowly. It's good also to do things slowly, help people to come in, look at the system, and use it, and then start introducing other features as they come along. But looking into the future as well, it's important for people to know that Sole Fiji is not the only place we want to implement Sole. No, that Sole Fiji is for Fiji.
Right.
Sole Papua New Guinea, Sole PNG, we hope to launch that in November of this year. After Sole PNG, we come back to Sole Samoa and Sole Tonga before middle of next year, and then Sole Vanuatu, Sole Solomoni before the end of 2024, which is next year. So we're not only looking at Fiji. Fiji is the place we build things from. We have the compliance and everything's built into the system. When we go across to Papua New Guinea, it's fully tested, fully tried. So we're already working on Solid PNG right now, and Penioni and I will be going there very shortly.
Right.
Maybe Ben can add.
Oh, I think Femi has mentioned pretty much everything there. I mean, for the future, in the very near future, we have, as I mentioned, our integration network between EFL and Water Authority. So, God willing, very soon, our solar customers will be able to do their bill payments to those particular providers. Apart from that, we're also talking to remittance providers at the moment, so that just to make it give our overseas diaspora a few more options when it comes to remitting money to our solar customers here in Fiji, or basically putting money in their own solar. We give them a few more options. So God willing, that will also come before the end of the year. We'll have those options come up as well. And we are rolling out to more supermarkets and other merchants, and you'll see that very soon as well. We'll be doing some, and that's when I say soon, maybe like next week, you'll be seeing some big merchants coming on board as well. So with Sole, with our team being here, we're all locals. We're very agile, and when with all of these features that come up, if anyone comes up with a new feature, and if it does add value to our customers, we will be adding those in as well.
Nice.
So, yeah. So we'll be, even where the group feature is concerned, we'll be adding more features onto the group wells apart from what you've seen, and then as we roll out all of these features, we'll be also putting out notices, letting our customers know.
Just before we end as well, there was one before I left Fiji, Mr. Tukana, you were showing me this message from this guy who said that for the first time ever that they saved some money from their previous pay. For the first time ever, they sent like messages, I think to one
Yes.
of the and then they said that, and also like this interview, I'm learning about that person that buried $70,000 because they don't have access, and it's empowering. Like Sole is empowering communities, it's empowering individuals to to save, to budget, to save, and to see if they can invest, basically manage their finance well, because the saying goes, whatever you cannot manage, you will lose. If you can't manage your health, you'll be unfit. If you cannot manage your finance, you'll go broke, and so on and so forth. Now, just before we end, when you hear things like that, what do you feel, or what is the thought that comes into your mind when you hear stories coming from the ground on the impact that within just 10 months, the impact that Sole has made to people? Because the thing is, it's a digital financial platform, and that's what I keep on like trying to figure out. It's an app, but it's changing people's lives. Just before we end off, like, what's your thought
You know,
on
then that first week that my daughter sent me that message about the woman who sent her the message saying that she was in tears when she opened her Solar account, I was hooked. I knew exactly we were on the right track. And that's just the first week after launch in October last year. That to me is like God saying, this is the reason that you need to push Solar. Yeah, it gives me energy to go. I'm 62 years old. I'm so happy that Ben, 33, 34 years old here. It's just energizing for me. It gives me energy to go. That's why I said there's 1,319 villages. We're gonna visit every single village, or they come together as part of the Tikinas, and we go and present to the Tikinas. That's how. What you call this. That's how motivated I am, just by getting those kind of information. And then when that gentleman said, he's actually from Teleru, where you come from, there. For the first time in 8 years being employed, that his savings, that he's had some money left over from the previous pay. First time that he's got money left over from the previous pay, the next pay is hitting. Yeah? Now, those kind of information just life-changing. For people like me, I understand fully, because I was brought up from that environment. Maybe Ben, the motivation factor for Ben.
Yes, I mean, I've also had instances where, where I'm just showing the app. I have the app open on my phone, and I'm showing them this is the bucket, this is how you set it up, and just to see the reaction of people, and it's an emotional reaction. It touches them on another level. And that's why that's really the crux or the core of why we want why we do what we do here with Sole, that we want to positively impact our people. That's all we want at the end of the day. We come up with all these fancy features and everything. At the end of the day, the quality of life of someone, if we improve that's a big plus for us. If it's just one person, that's a big plus for us. That gives us encouragement to move on and to continue with this initiative.
Lisa, thank you so much for those words of encouragement, and thank you for bringing awareness to us, especially for the 100+ people that are watching, and that have questions as well. And for those of you who are watching, we might have this Talanoa session maybe another time. You can feel free to join us then again. But thank you so much for watching. Just before we go, I have right there on the screen. I'm not sure if it's okay. Hold on. So I have right there on the screen how you can contact Sole. So on email, you can email them info@sole-fintech.com. You can also contact them through WhatsApp. They are always responsive on WhatsApp and also on email too. So if you have access to WhatsApp, that's the number +679 925. Hold on. WhatsApp 925-3259. And if you want to create a new Sole account, you can go over to www.sole-fintech.com. You click on sign up, and then you're right there. So make sure if you're watching this from your mobile phone or from your PC or laptop, make sure to take a screenshot of this or jot it down really quickly. But once again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for creating a wonderful product, very value adding to Fijians, not only locally, but Fijians abroad. And, just summarizing what we talked about, that Sole is legit. It's approved by the Reserve Bank of Fiji to operate in Fiji. Sole reports to the Reserve Bank of Fiji. Sole is secure as well, with counterparts abroad that do testing, penetration testing, and also that there are more features. Not only Sole provides payments, like make payment easy, make transaction easy, but it has more features inside budgeting that helps people budget, save, and now with the new inclusion of group health account, and there are more to it, more coming soon. Thank you so much, and without further keeping your two gentlemen's time, thank you once again to everyone that are watching in, and we now will to Mr. Semi Tukana and Mr. Penioni Narube from Sole Fintech, and hope to catch you guys again on the next one. Stay safe, be nice, be kind. Then Fiji signing out. Naka. Isa, binawaliw na
Naka.
iyo. Basta kanya liutal si kana liutal na katalo ato sa sige.
Setchigo.
Iyo. Paano din na ko ni? Nang kabi.
Naka.
Basta kan sa total sa kanya na baka lupit na wa.
It's good. Kung na-stotak mo na YouTube setup.
Iyo, live to na YouTube. And also iyo, live cat sartra, live cat. Still live sa and